horrific story playing out in the South. The deadly school shooting at an elementary school in Nashville. 3 9-year-olds and 3 staff members shot and killed by a shooter who police have just identified as a 28-year-old armed with at least 2 assault-style weapons. They say it was a targeted and premeditated attack. The suspect was shot and killed by police. Authorities say the suspect shot through a door at the Covenant School, a private Christian school, for some 200 children in pre-K through 6th grade. At 10:30 this morning, police receiving word of an active shooter rushing to the school, hearing gunshots, confronting the shooter.
Adults in their 60s.
This is what we know. The accused shooter, 28-year-old woman, a former student at the school, was confronted by police. She was shot and killed. We want to read the names of the victims for you. The children who were killed: Evelyn Dykehouse, Haley Scruggs, and William Kinney.
The staff members who were killed were the head of the school, 60-year-old Catherine Kuntz, a substitute teacher, 61-year-old Cynthia Peak, and a custodian, 61-year-old Mike Hill.
6th grade. At 10:30 this morning, police receiving word of an active shooter rushing to the school, hearing gunshots, confronting the shooter. Within 14 minutes, it was over, but not without the terrible toll left behind. Tonight, the image of small children holding hands as they're taken by bus to be reunited with their parents at a different church. The haunting face of one of them, a little girl, crying on the bus. And as I mentioned, the shooter has now been identified tonight, believed to have been a student at that school at one time.
Tonight, investigators in Nashville asking what led a 28-year-old armed with assault-style rifles to break into this Christian school and open fire, killing 3 innocent children and 3 adult staff members.
They got a legit active shooter at a school.
At 10:13 a.m., the first call coming in, law enforcement racing to Covenant School. 5 officers enter and hear gunshots coming from the 2nd floor.
They immediately went to the gunfire. They saw a shooter, a female, who was firing.
There's multiple victims down inside the school. Shooter is down now as well.
10:27 a.m., 14 minutes after that first call, 2 officers confront and kill the shooter.
Even in a remarkably fast response, there was not enough time. And those guns stole precious lives from us today in Nashville.
They immediately went to the gunfire. They saw a shooter, a female, who was firing.
There's multiple victims down inside the school. Shooter is down now as well.
10:27 a.m., 14 minutes after that first call, 2 officers confront and kill the shooter.
Even in a remarkably fast response, there was not enough time. And those guns stole precious lives from us today in Nashville.
Late today, police identifying those killed: Evelyn Dykehouse, Haley Scruggs, William Kinney, all 9 years old. Catherine Kuntz, 60, the head of the school, according to its website, and Cynthia Peak, a substitute teacher, and Mike Hill, a custodian, both 61.
I was literally moved to tears to see this and the kids as they were being ushered out of the building.
The devastating images, small children moving single file, holding hands, terrified faces seen through school bus windows. Parents anxiously looking for their kids, running through parking lots, gathering at a nearby church, and supporting each other in prayer.
We just need to embrace those that are grieving, because we grieve with them at times like this.
Officers are searching Hale's home, finding maps of the school property and writings the shooter left behind.
This tells you about someone whose total identity was wrapped into committing this mass shooting.
Tonight, President Biden addressing the nation after yet another school shooting, calling it sick.
It's ripping our communities apart, ripping the soul of this nation, and ripping at the very soul of the nation. And we have to do more to protect our schools.
And Alex Perez joins us from the scene tonight. And Alex, police say they do have that video from inside the school. What more are you learning tonight?
Well, David, this is a private school, so there was no resource officer on the property, but they did have an active shooter protocol in place. Investigators have interviewed Hale's father as they work now to pinpoint an exact motive. David?